Have you ever wondered how to use the slip line to get better at boxing? Well, this is something you could easily set up at home in your back garden, either using a wrap or a washing line. And I'm going to show you 3 drills that even a complete beginner should practice to better your boxing skill. Before we start, if you are new here, I'm Cody. I teach boxing online. I also have a free online boxing forum with loads of guides, resources, in-depth lessons and tutorials. It's completely free. I'll leave the link in the description if you want to join that. Now, the first drill I want to show you is perfect. Now, for shadow boxing, this is what we're going to focus on. You don't need anyone for this. You can do this on your own. We're going to focus on moving forwards and backwards up this slip line. So I'm going to start on one side. As you can see, my shoulder is on the slip line here. Now this is good because I don't want to be too far away from it, because now I'll be taking big steps to go across, which just isn't needed. So having your shoulder on that slip line is a really good distance. The closer, the better. Now what we're going to work on is throwing a few punches, different combos, and then rolling under and going to the other side whilst moving forwards. Then when you get towards the end, you can practice this going backwards as well. Forwards and backwards, focusing on that movement. And again, go slower if you need to, and make sure you're getting the fundamentals right. Keeping your feet in a good stance the whole time. Make sure you're not going really wide to step across or bringing your feet narrow in together. Make sure we're just going little roll under, then moving forwards and backs. Little steps, different punch combinations, different variations, and then mixing it up from there. Now the second drill we're going to go through is a little bit more advanced, but great to practice if you want to get better defense and better at counter punching. So to start by setting up this drill, essentially you want the slip line in the middle of your feet, in between your stance. So I can either start like this with the slip line on my head and then drop it down to the side from there. That's how I know it's in a good position, because if my head stays down the center, I'll be touching that slip line. And what we're focusing on is staying inside the pocket. And inside the pocket in boxing means when your opponent can hit you with their jab, but just on the inside of it. So imagine my opponent's head was just here and they can move in and around that jab. So they're not on the outside where you have to step in to hit them. They're just inside that jab. That's what we're working on. We're getting you confident defending with a target right in front of you, with a potential punch which could come back at you. That's what we're trying to stimulate here. So once you get in that position, all you're going to focus on is moving that head all the time, but staying right by that rope there. See how now I have to move a little bit more often because I'm always kind of on the center. So I have to focus on that head movement and throwing more punches, because I don't just want to stand here doing absolutely nothing. That's useless. We're constantly moving inside that pocket, throwing more counter punches. Then as you get better, you can go forwards with it too, like that, and backwards. And again, notice how I'm not taking my feet across of me as I go under. My feet are staying down there and I'm using my head to come off the center, not my feet. I'm staying in front of my opponent, but practicing that head movement. Now the third and final drill, we're actually going to stand the opposite way now. We're not standing this way with the line. We're actually going to stand opposite like this. Now, this drill anyone can practice. Now what we're going to do with the slip line, anything above the slip line is going to stimulate a head shot, and anything below is going to stimulate a body shot. So from here we can practice head and body shots, just like so. So we're coming away from the head movement and defense now and focusing more on the punches we throw. Now even better, if you have a partner, you can even practice some pad work with each other, going up and down. So you might jab here, jab below there, and throw across to the body, but we're practicing that punching. If you haven't got anyone, that's fine, just shadow box. This is brilliant to practice that level change in, to make sure when you throw a body shot, you're dropping your body lower, and it's obvious when you're throwing a head shot as well, so you're not punching down and you're actually punching above that line. Now I know I've set this slip line up in a boxing ring, but you could easily do this in your garden, and I think the slip lines are really good, especially when you're shadow boxing, to help get you thinking about defense more, get you thinking about your footwork, your punch variation. It just makes it more interesting. But if you enjoyed this video, then press this one next and give that one a watch. Goodbye.